Are you an adrenaline junkie? Do you live for the thrill, the rush, the heart-pounding excitement? Welcome to our world of extreme adventures where every moment is a battle between fear and exhilaration. This is the place where adrenaline, that oh so addictive chemical that our bodies produce in response to stress or danger, reigns supreme. It's the stuff that makes your heart race, your palms sweat, and your pupils dilate. It's like coffee, but about 100 times stronger. Adrenaline seekers, you know who you are. You're the ones who look at a towering mountain and think, I want to climb that. Or see a raging river and say, I want to raft that. You're the ones who think jumping out of a perfectly good airplane seems like a brilliant idea. Well, my thrill-seeking friends, prepare to meet your bucket list. Get ready as we count down the top 10 adrenaline-pumping activities you've got to try. Starting off our countdown at number 10, it's the classic thrill-seeker's choice, skydiving. Picture this. You're soaring through the sky, wind whipping past your face, free-falling at a heart-stopping speed. That's skydiving in a nutshell. This adrenaline-pumping activity involves jumping out of an aircraft, way up in the sky, and plummeting towards the earth, only to be saved by the grace of a parachute. It's the epitome of living on the edge, literally. It's not just the speed or the height that gets your heart racing. It's the sheer audacity of defying gravity and surviving to tell the tale. Now, a bit of humor for those of you with a fear of heights. You might say, I'm afraid of heights. Well, in skydiving, you're so high up, it doesn't even look like you're high up anymore. It's like being afraid of ants and then meeting Godzilla. Perspective, right? If you've always wanted to fly, skydiving might just be your ticket. At number 9, we've got another high-flying activity, bungee jumping. Now, imagine standing on the edge of a platform, heart pounding as you prepare to leap into the open air. Bungee jumping, folks, is a bit like a trust fall. Only, instead of your mate catching you, it's a giant rubber band. This adventure sport is all about the thrill of free fall and the rebound. You dive off a tall structure, like a bridge or crane, tethered by the ankles to a stretchy cord. It's a bit of a leap of faith, really. You're putting an awful lot of trust in a big rubber band. You could say it's like a relationship. If your partner snaps, you're in for a world of hurt. But fear not. The adrenaline rush as you plummet and then bounce back up, it's quite frankly exhilarating. It's a roller coaster ride where you're both the passenger and the track. For those who love a good bounce, bungee jumping is a must-try. Coming in at number 8, we're taking the adrenaline rush to the water with whitewater rafting. Now this isn't your typical Sunday paddle. Oh no, imagine being in a rubber boat hurtling down a foamy, churning river. Now that's what we're talking about. Whitewater rafting is a high-octane blend of team coordination, physical endurance, and pure, unadulterated excitement. It's about navigating tumultuous rapids, dodging boulders, and plunging down waterfalls. It's you, your mates, and Mother Nature in a wild, wet dance. And speaking of wet, let's just say you're going to get very familiar with the river. If you thought a shower was the only way to get a good soaking, well, whitewater rafting is here to shake you up. So, if you fancy swapping your armchair for an inflatable raft and your cup of tea for a splash of adrenaline, you're in for a treat. If you're a water baby with a need for speed, whitewater rafting might just float your boat. At lucky number 7, we're scaling new heights with mountain climbing. This isn't for the faint-hearted, my friends. It's a game of grit, endurance, and a slight disregard for gravity. You'll be battling against the elements, the altitude, and your own fear of falling. But hey, what's a little vertigo between friends, right? Now you might think that mountain climbing is just about getting to the top. But it's so much more than that. It's about the journey, the struggle, the breathtaking views you'll encounter on your way up, and the lifelong bragging rights that come with conquering a mountain. Sure, it can be a bit rocky, and yes, you might end up with a few more scratches and bruises than you had before. But the thrill of standing on the summit, looking down at the world below, well, that's priceless. For those who like their adventures rocky and vertical, mountain climbing is the one for you. Swimming in at number 6, we're getting up close and personal with some of the ocean's biggest predators, shark diving. This isn't your average day at the beach, folks. Imagine plunging into the deep blue, your heart pounding as you find yourself surrounded by these majestic creatures. It's a mix of exhilaration, respect, and a tiny bit of terror that makes this one of the most adrenaline-pumping activities out there. Now you might be thinking, hang on a tick, mate, I'm going to need a bigger boat. Well, you're not wrong. But trust me, once you're in that cage, watching these magnificent beasts glide through the water, you'll forget all about that boat. It's a chance to witness the raw power of nature up close, to feel that rush of being in the presence of something truly wild. If you're a fan of Jaws and love a good scare, shark diving might be your next big adventure. Strutting in at number 5, we're taking adrenaline to the skies with wing walking. Now you might be thinking, what's wing walking? Well, it's just as it sounds. It's the daring act of strolling along the wings of a flying airplane. Yes, you heard it right, a flying airplane. This heart-thumping activity takes thrill-seeking to a whole new altitude. Imagine being strapped onto the wings of a vintage biplane as it soars, twists, and turns in the sky. The wind is whipping past you, the ground is a distant blur, and you're up there, performing a high-flying dance with nothing but air beneath your feet. Now, if you're worried about falling off, don't fret. There's a safety harness to keep you secure. But let's be honest, the fear of a mid-air tumble is part of the fun, isn't it? It's like a roller coaster ride, but without the rails. If you've ever wanted to dance on the wings of a plane, wing walking is your chance. Leaping in at number 4, we've got the extreme sport of base jumping. Imagine standing on a cliff's edge, feeling the wind in your hair, and then, whoosh, you're plummeting down at breakneck speed, your heart racing faster than a cheetah on a caffeine rush. That's base jumping for you, mates. This adrenaline-pumping sport involves jumping from fixed objects like buildings, antennas, spans, bridges, and earth, cliffs, hence the name base. It's like skydiving without the airplane, and with a lot less time to deploy your parachute. Now, if you're the kind who gets dizzy standing on a chair to change a light bulb, base jumping might seem like your worst nightmare. But remember, folks, it's not the height that gets you, it's the sudden stop at the end. So, if your idea of a good time involves defying gravity and flirting with the danger zone, base jumping is your ticket to an unforgettable thrill ride. If you love the thrill of a free fall, base jumping should be on your bucket list. Climbing up to number 3, we're chilling out with ice climbing. That's right, mates, forget about the cozy beach vacation, we're heading to the frosty peaks instead. Ice climbing is a bit like regular climbing, just with a whole lot more freezing. You're probably thinking, why would anyone want to scale a wall of ice? Well, for starters, it's a thrilling challenge. You see, ice isn't like rock. It changes, it moves, it's unpredictable. One moment you're firmly planted, the next you're dangling from an icicle. And let's not forget the cold. Oh, the cold. It's not just your average run-of-the-mill chilly. No, this is the kind of cold that laughs in the face of your thermal underwear. But don't worry, you'll be so focused on not falling that you'll barely notice the frostbite setting in. So, if you're looking for a thrill that's a cut above the rest, ice climbing might just be the ticket. If you're not afraid of a little frostbite, ice climbing might be your next extreme adventure. Riding in at number 2, we're taking adrenaline to the rodeo with bull riding. This isn't your typical Sunday afternoon pony ride, folks. We're talking about straddling a 1-ton beast with a mind of its own. The name of the game? Stay on that bull for a whole 8 seconds. Sounds easy, right? Well, think again. Picture this. You're clutching onto a rope tied around a hulking, muscular animal that's bucking and twisting like a tornado. Every muscle in your body is screaming, your heart is pounding, and your mind is racing. That's bull riding for you, a whirlwind of adrenaline and dust. Now here's the funny bit. The bull doesn't come with an instruction manual. No please hold on tightly or no sudden movements warning labels. It's just you, the bull, and the open arena. The unpredictability of the bull is what makes this sport a true adrenaline rush. If you've got the guts and the grip, bull riding could be your next thrill ride. And finally, diving in at number 1 on our list of adrenaline-pumping activities, it's cave diving. Now if you're thinking, isn't that just swimming in a dark underwater hole? Well, you're not wrong, but it's so much more than that. Cave diving is the exploration of submerged natural caves, a journey into the unknown that requires both physical prowess and mental fortitude. Imagine swimming through narrow passages, the only light coming from your headlamp, illuminating ancient stalactites and stalagmites. With every stroke, you delve deeper into an alien world, untouched by sunlight. It's like being an astronaut on a spacewalk, but instead of the vastness of the cosmos, you're surrounded by the primeval depths of the earth. Now you might be thinking, sounds fun, but what if I encounter a sea monster? Well, that's just part of the thrill. But don't worry, Most sea monsters prefer open water. They find caves a bit claustrophobic. If you're not afraid of the dark or tight spaces, cave diving is the ultimate thrill. So there you have it, folks. The top 10 adrenaline-pumping activities for all you thrill seekers out there. We dove into the exhilarating world of skydiving, leapt into the heart-stopping excitement of bungee jumping, and navigated the wild waves of whitewater rafting. We climbed to the rugged peaks of mountain climbing and plunged into the terrifying depths of shark diving. We took to the skies for some heart-thumping wing walking and took a leap of faith with base jumping. We ascended the frosty heights of ice climbing, held on tight for some bull riding, and explored the mysterious underworld of cave diving. Each adventure, a unique blend of thrill and excitement, pushing the boundaries of what's possible. So why not share your own adrenaline-charged experiences in the comments? Remember, life's an adventure, so why not make it an extreme one? Until next time, stay wild and keep seeking those thrills. Thanks for watching. Go ahead and check out our other videos.